Have you ever wandered around and saw something like that just floating in the middle of the air? You know what this is? This is actually an ice shard. When you cast a skill, that's the projectile it sends out to hit the target. Now normally it moves fast and you can't really see it. But since it's just standing still in the air, you can take a close look at it. This glowy thing is the trail, and that's the actual ice shard. This doesn't look that good now that we're looking at it, but you're not really supposed to see it this way. This is a rare glitch that happens when the casting of the ice shard is interrupted in some way. And I don't mean like you getting hit and taking damage, but the actual process. Let me demonstrate. So I'm just going to throw a regular ice shard at my ult. And we'll take note of the parts that occur after I cast the skill. So, first, my guy charges up the ice shard. And then he actually throws the projectile. And then it hits the target. 3 parts. Pretty simple, right? But if the first part where the projectile isn't even created yet is interrupted, then the projectile won't know where to go and it'll just stop. It'll spawn but won't have anywhere to seek. This happens when the target either leaves the area or goes very far away and it just doesn't know where to go. I'll give you an example of that, because I found a way to replicate it 100% of the time. And it's pretty simple. Let's do it with Ice Blast and see if we can get it. See? 1 Ice Blast. Simple as that. So, if you just warp away with an ult or have somebody else warp away, or if it just occurs randomly as the skill is being thrown, they'll just get a projectile hovering in the air. And there's other things you can do with that too. If your character is different heights, you can throw them at different heights too, which lets you do this glitch in different places. So we'll do this again. Throw that. And you see that's higher up in the air. Pretty neat, huh? This glitch isn't just limited to mages though. Other things can do it as well. Druids, rangers. Now, I have seen melee skills happen before in buffs, but I do not know how to replicate that, so this video is just going to be about projectiles. But there's one thing I should note. Look at this. You see how on this screen I see nothing, and on this screen I see 3 things. Well, there's a reason for that. In order for somebody to see these projectiles sitting here, they have to have seen me throw it. So, let's just say a big circle area around me, right? They would have to have seen me throw it. Since my ult warped out before I threw it, they weren't able to see it, and they just see nothing. Another thing, even if I go all the way over here and come back, I can still see him there. You can even see him in the background sometimes. I got to work in the tavern. Which actually reminds me, let's play around with this in the tavern. There's a lot of people we can impress here. Now the process is similar here, except that you can't warp to another place in the tavern because there's only 1 laystone. So we're going to have to warp back to the castle. And it works. maybe we can try something different, like a firestorm. Now let me show off one more thing. If it ever loads, okay. So, some skills cast way too fast, and it's hard to have enough time to pull this off, with 2 screens at least. So what you can do is you can walk far away and then press the skill, and you see how it gives you a little bit extra time by you having to run up? That's a nice thing. And you can also queue skills, so you can have extra time for that second skill, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so we're just going to walk up and throw a firestorm, but we want to do this in a pretty visible place. So we're going to walk my ult over here, because the projectile spawns on the caster. Alright, let's go for this. It's like the sun. Ah, he knows it too. But I thought I'd share that with you guys. It's a really cool trick. Sure to impress a lot of people. And I guess if you're determined enough, you could draw things with it if you wanted to. I was gonna, but I was kind of lazy, and it's a real pain to do. I don't want to spam people with PvP lost messages either. And another thing you can do with it is you can use that PvP anywhere glitch I showed you, and you could say throw firestorms by the auction house. It would be really funny with a world like Epona where there's tons of people there. But let me know what you do with it. I'm curious. It seems like a lot of fun.